Hello again. So I received this beautiful cabinet, which is an old sewing machine cabinet that I'm working on right now. It's an old cabinet, and I'm going to refinish it. Inside is just really kind of amazing because it had all these drawers and things inside, and actually found some Bakelite buttons and some things. So I'm dismantling all of the mechanisms so that I can take out the sewing machine, and yeah, we'll go from there. Isn't it pretty? It's gonna be great. So stay tuned. Okay, so as I begin to evaluate this piece, I'm noticing that there's a pin that's missing here for the little drawer to function well. So I found a small brass nail that I'm just going to put in the hole here, see, and maybe tap that in to see that if it will stay in and act as a little bit of a better hinge for that. Yeah, it works real nice. The other one is good. Actually, this round part was popped out, so I re-popped that in. I'm going to put some glue in there to redo it, but it's going to work just fine. Moving right along, I eliminated the electrical inside and I cut the wire. I'm going to pull out the sewing machine. Yeah. So I got this machine out of the cabinet for the most part, and I'm just wondering how to release it from the actual caddy. I'm thinking it's these screws here, so I'm going to take a stab at it, see if it'll take this off the cabinet. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're back, and I was able to get this very heavy cast iron sewing machine out of the cabinet, which is over here, and disassembled the mechanics of the electrical power source. And I noticed that instead of maybe making some kind of crazy lamp with this, that maybe I would make, you know, just a little night light. I could rewire this, which just basically attaches to this under screw, and then have just sort of this nice little night light. But I might have to have the expert Papa take a peek at this and see if he can, you know, rig it up for me like new. But the power pack is dated 1927, so that dates our sewing machine. Keep it going. So I brought the cabinet upstairs where I have lots more light, and I've already sanded it down and did some wood filler on it, and I'm just about to start some priming on it. The wood filler was the hardest so far, but I've taken out the inside cabinet that began to fix that up, and we'll see how it looks after we put on some primer. I'm going to prime this whole part, leaving the top. I'm going to stain the top, and then I'm going to put in in the shelf, I'm going to put in a piece of maybe another piece of wood or something, make a template of the old sewing machine. So we're working on this today, and yeah, can't wait to get the first coat of primer on. So I put the first coat of primer on the old cabinet, and I'm going to leave the inside natural and return the cupboard that was in the little tiny little shelving thing that was inside that held all the bobbins and things. So yeah, it's coming along. I'll probably put another coat on, but yeah, looks great, and I'm going to be finishing up the primer, and we'll see what's next. Hi there, I'm back again. Just removed this inner panel so that I can make a little template for the inside and drop down maybe a piece of wood or something of interest for this shape. See the inside where the sewing machine used to be. So I'm just removed all of the interior. There was a tray and things in there, And I'm going to revive this wood after I'm done painting. So I'm ready to put my first coat of paint down, and I'm using this Fusion paint, Midnight Blue, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited because I think the blue is going to really enhance all the imperfections. I mean, not enhance all the imperfections. And we'll see how it goes from there. So stay tuned. This is coming along quite nicely. I think this color is going to be really exquisite. It's definitely going to need a second coat. But working toward getting a nice first coat on there. And I'm loving it. So great. It's a great project. Well, the first coat came out really nice. I'm very pleased with it. And I'm definitely putting on a second coat. It's almost dried thoroughly. Again, I'm leaving the interior alone. So yeah, this product worked really, really nice. And got way down in here, did a nice job underneath. And the area where I had sanded, pleased with it. I mean, it's really not perfect, but nothing has to be really perfect to be pretty. You know, it has some age to it. It's considered, I guess, an antique. It's about 100 years old, give or take. And I'm working on painting this primer down, and it's coming out real nice. Very pleased with the first coat. So I'll put the first coat of stain on, and it looks really handsome. I had this wood filler piece I'm not that happy with, but I'll figure out something to blend it in. But it's coming along. Coat number 1. Looking good. So I put the second coat on the top of the cabinet, and I'm just about ready to make a template. Thinking about actually taking the template from the sewing machine, which is in another room. And so my dad could put a piece of wood in here. I'm going to paint it up blue, and you know, to match this little front cabinet part, and that'll be finished. But the top came out really nice. I'm still working on the piece that came out with the wood filler, but top came out nice. Has 2 coats, and I've attached the hardware, which is the fun part. They actually look like some kind of earrings, ear bobs. But yeah, they came out real sweet, and I'm just finishing up attaching the inner hardware so that when it closes, it'll close, you know, tight. But it's looking good. Almost done. Almost done. So I received the template back from my dad. He's the master craftsman, and I think it's gonna fit perfectly in that space. And I also sent him the interior cabinet, which needed some work. It was kind of warped and wonky, and he's repaired it. So you know, he's the master craftsman, and it only took him a couple of days to get the little cabinet, the interior cabinet, back to in a better position than it was, for sure. And so I'm real pleased with the way this turned out. I'm going to put the stain on here and refinish this. That goes inside the cabinet. So thanks, Dad. It looks great, and I'm excited to put it all together. We're almost there, so stay tuned. Well, I got this all sanded down and ready to put on a coat of polyurethane that combined inside this stain and polyurethane in one step. Hello. Okay. Stay tuned. More to come. Coming right along. First coat. Leaving the good housekeeping seal. Well, the cabinet is in its place, and much to my thrill, the little cabinet inside fit back perfectly. And my dad did a great job on fixing it all up, and made a really good accent piece for inside the cabinet. That was the Sewing Notions all lovely repaired. But the pièce de résistance is the top. When we took out the sewing machine, made the template to fit inside, and so it's pretty darn good. It extends, and it's working perfectly. So I'm just about finished with this project, and it turned out really, really nice. Very, very pleased, and it's functional and beautiful. Have one more little thing to show you. Well, how about that, huh? This part of the project was probably the most fun. My dad fixed the light that goes into the sewing machine. Just sort of slip it in there. Turn the little bolt. And we should have power. There we go. So I'll put this, maybe make a base for it and make a little night light. But it was a great fun project. And I want to thank my neighbor for giving me the cabinet, and my dad for helping me see it through. See you again.